Imagine you wake up in the morning and right away your knees feel stiff. Your hands are sore, your back feels like you've aged 10 extra years overnight. Maybe you think this is just part of getting older, or you blame that old injury from years ago, or even the weather changing outside. Most people just accept these aches as normal, but what if the real reason is much closer to home? What if it's something simple, something you put on your plate at dinner just a few hours before bed? There are no warnings, no sharp pain in the moment. You go to bed feeling okay, and by morning your joints are swollen, stiff, and it's hard to even get moving. You have no idea why it's happening. I know how scary and confusing that can feel. I'm a bone doctor, and I thought I had seen every reason for joint pain and arthritis. But I have to tell you, a new study and stories from my own patients shocked even me. That's why today I need to share something important. There is one very common oil, probably sitting in your pantry right now, that could be quietly raising your risk of joint inflammation, arthritis flare-ups, and even lasting joint damage. Most people have no clue this is happening, but I want to make sure you and your loved ones know the truth before another painful morning sneaks up on you. I am orthopedic specialist. For over 20 years, I have helped thousands of people who struggle with joint pain, arthritis, and bone injuries. I spend my days listening to people talk about their aches, checking x-rays, and helping them find ways to move better and live with less pain. I am sharing this message because I have seen too many people suffering, and often it is because of something they never expected, a hidden source of inflammation in their everyday lives. I want to help you avoid this mistake. Most of us have heard that certain oils are good for our bodies. People say things like, use this oil for your heart, or this one helps your brain and your joints. And yes, some oils really can be helpful when used the right way. But here's the surprise, there is one type of oil used by millions of people every single day that is quietly making joint pain and swelling much worse. You may think you are doing something good for yourself, but this oil is actually fueling inflammation in your body, especially if you eat it at night before going to bed. I want you to stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest mistakes people make with cooking oils, including the #1 oil that can silently harm your joints. I'll also share what you should use instead so you can support healthy, pain-free joints in a natural way. If you've ever cooked with vegetable oils, used margarine, or switched from butter to something you thought was a healthier option, this information could save you from years of unnecessary joint pain. Let me ask you something. Have you ever really checked what kind of oil you use most often in your kitchen? Be honest. Type yes in the comments if you've looked at your oil label before, or no if you usually just grab whatever is on the shelf. Your answer helps me understand who is watching and how I can help. And if you care about keeping your joints healthy, or you know someone who struggles with pain, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe now. Every week, I share real, simple advice you can trust, straight from a bone doctor. Let me tell you about a man named Mr. Allen. He's 65, a retired school teacher who spent his life helping kids learn and grow. After retirement, he wanted to enjoy time with his grandkids and stay active, but he started to notice something wasn't right with his joints. Every morning he would wake up with stiff knees and sore hands. It seemed like overnight his body just got older. At first, he thought it was just normal aging. He tried stretching, walking every day, even watching what he ate: less sugar, more vegetables, lots of water. But no matter what he tried, the pain in his joints kept getting worse. When Alan came to my office, he looked tired and frustrated. He told me, "I do everything right, but every morning it hurts just to get out of bed. By the afternoon, I start to feel a bit better, but then the same thing happens the next day." He didn't have any big injuries, his weight was healthy, and he even made sure to get enough sleep at night. I ordered some tests, and his blood showed signs of inflammation, the kind that makes joints ache and swell, but the reason for it wasn't clear right away. I asked Alan to keep a food diary for 2 weeks, writing down everything he ate and drank, especially before bedtime. When we went over his notes together, something stood out. Every night, Alan cooked his dinner with what he thought was a healthy oil, just plain vegetable oil he'd bought for years. He would use it in his stir-fries, roasted veggies, sometimes even to fry an egg or two before bed. He had heard that vegetable oil was better for you than butter or lard, so he never questioned it. I explained to him that some oils, like generic vegetable or canola oil, can actually trigger inflammation in some people, especially if used every day. I suggested he stop using that oil and switch to a better option. After just 2 weeks of making this change, Alan came back with a big smile on his face. "Doc," he said, "I had no idea something so simple could make such a difference. My joints are moving easier, and my mornings aren't nearly as painful. Sometimes, the smallest change can lead to real relief." Now, you might be wondering how something as simple as a cooking oil can cause so much trouble for your joints. The answer comes down to the kinds of fats inside these oils and how they are made. Most common cooking oils in the supermarket, like canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, and safflower oil, are called industrial seed oils. They sound harmless, but there's a big problem. These oils are made using seeds that get crushed with heavy machines. Then, they are heated to very high temperatures and mixed with chemicals to squeeze out every drop of oil. After that, they get cleaned with even more chemicals to remove smells and color, so the final bottle looks clear and fresh. But all of this processing changes the oil's natural structure, creating a product that doesn't do your body any favors. The biggest issue with these oils is that they are packed with something called omega-6 fatty acids. Our bodies do need a little bit of omega-6, but when we get too much, especially without enough healthy omega-3 fats to balance it out, it becomes a recipe for inflammation. Omega-6 second in large amounts act like fuel for a fire. They make the body's immune system go into overdrive. Instead of quietly repairing your joints, the body starts attacking them by mistake, leading to swelling, stiffness, and pain. There have been studies that looked at people who eat a lot of omega-6 rich oils. The results show a clear link. People with high levels of these oils in their diet have more joint pain, more swelling, and more flare-ups of arthritis. It's not just about what you eat overall, but when you eat it too. If you have these oils at dinner, or as a nighttime snack, the problem can get worse. At night, your body is supposed to be busy repairing itself, healing small injuries in your joints and bones from the day. But if you load up on these processed oils before bed, it can cause your inflammation to spike overnight. So instead of healing, your body's repair crew gets confused and starts working against you. You wake up feeling stiff and sore, like you aged years while you slept. It's not your fault. No one warned you that something as normal as vegetable oil could hijack your body's natural repair process and leave your joints aching every morning. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is cooking with vegetable oil every day, thinking it's a safe choice. Many people believe that oils like canola, soybean, corn, and sunflower oil are good for their health. You also find margarine and shortening in a lot of kitchens. The problem is, all of these are actually industrial seed oils. They are made in factories using a lot of heat and chemicals, which changes their structure and fills them with the kind of fats that increase inflammation in your body, especially in your joints. The reason so many people trust these oils is because of what's on the label. You see phrases like heart healthy or cholesterol-free printed in big letters. It's easy to believe these oils must be good for you, but this can be misleading. Here's the truth. Just because something is cholesterol-free does not mean it's friendly to your joints. In fact, these oils can do the opposite, making your joints hurt more, not less. Let me tell you a quick story about Mrs. Harper, who is 72 years old. She came to me because her knees were always aching, and it was getting harder for her to walk to her garden or play with her grandkids. She told me that a few years back, she switched from using butter to vegetable oil because her doctor said it would help lower her cholesterol. She thought she was making the right choice for her heart. But instead of feeling better, her knee pain slowly got worse. She tried ice packs, she tried stretching, but nothing really helped. When we looked at her diet together, we saw that she was using vegetable oil almost every day for cooking. Once she swapped it out for a better option, her joint pain started to improve. So here's my tip for you. Go check your kitchen. If you have a bottle of canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, margarine, or shortening, type oil in the comments below. I want to see how many of us have these oils at home. No shame, just awareness. Small changes start with knowing what's really in our food. Another mistake that often surprises people is eating snacks at night that are packed with hidden oils. Most of us don't think about oils when we grab a quick bite in the evening, but many popular snacks are full of the same inflammatory oils that cause joint pain. Things like crackers, chips, cookies, salad dressings, and even non-dairy creamers are loaded with oils like soybean, canola, corn, and sunflower. These oils are cheap for companies to use, so they end up in all kinds of packaged foods, even ones you wouldn't expect. Let me tell you about Mr. Brian, who is 68 years old and loves to watch a little television after dinner. His favorite snack was microwave popcorn, and he chose the kind made with sunflower oil because he thought it was better than butter. Every night, he'd pop a bag, relax, and enjoy his snack. But in the morning, his hands would be swollen, and his knuckles felt stiff and achy. At first, he thought it was just arthritis, or maybe just part of getting older. But when we took a closer look at his habits, we found the real cause. That healthy popcorn was cooked in sunflower oil, and the extra omega-6 fats from the oil were building up and causing more inflammation in his joints overnight. The truth is, those little amounts of oil in your snacks add up, especially if you're eating them at night. Your body tries to heal itself while you sleep, but those hidden oils make it much harder for your joints to recover. Even salad dressings or non-dairy creamers can be full of these oils, so it's important to check every label, not just the obvious foods. Here's what I want you to do. Tonight, take a look at the snacks and foods you eat after dinner. Check the ingredient labels for soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, or sunflower oil. If you find any of these, take a photo of the label and share it in the comments below. Let's see how many of these sneaky oils we can spot together. It's all about awareness, and every small change can help your joints feel better in the morning. A lot of people think they are making a healthy choice when they buy olive oil, but here's a secret most don't know. Not every bottle labeled olive oil is the real thing. In fact, many olive oils on the shelves are not pure. Some are mixed with cheaper oils like soybean or sunflower oil, which can raise inflammation in your body just like the other oils we've talked about. The label might say olive oil on the front, but if you look closer, it could actually be mostly something else. Let me share a story about Mrs. Patel. She was trying to eat healthy and loved Mediterranean food. She always used olive oil for cooking and salads, thinking she was doing something good for her joints. But her joint pain didn't get any better. When we looked at her bottle of olive oil, we saw that it was actually a blend. The fine print on the back said it was 30% olive oil and 70% soybean oil. No wonder she wasn't feeling any improvement. There's a simple reason this happens. Real extra virgin olive oil is made from the first cold press of the olives, without chemicals or heat. It's full of healthy fats that can help reduce inflammation. But fake or mixed oils are cheap to produce, and companies sometimes mix them in to save money. These blends don't have the same benefits and can actually make joint pain worse. To protect yourself, always check your olive oil bottle for a harvest date, the country of origin, and real certifications like PDO or PGI. Real olive oil is usually sold in dark bottles to protect it from light, and it should smell fresh and grassy, not greasy or bland. If you want my easy checklist for picking real olive oil, type olive in the comments and I'll share it with you. Some oils are very healthy if you use them the right way, but they're not made for high heat. Extra virgin olive oil, flaxseed oil, and walnut oil are all full of good fats that can help your joints when you use them in salad dressings or drizzle them on food after cooking. But when you put these oils in a hot pan or use them for frying, something bad happens. They break down. The heat changes their structure, turning those healthy oils into ones that can actually make inflammation worse in your body. Let me give you an example. Mr. Jim, one of my patients, loved to fry his eggs every morning in a pan with extra virgin olive oil. He thought he was doing something good for his heart and his joints. But over time, he noticed more pain in his fingers and knees, and he just felt stiffer in the mornings. When we talked about his cooking habits, I explained that frying with olive oil was causing it to break down and lose its healthy benefits, sometimes even turning into something harmful. If you like to cook at high heat like frying or roasting, it's better to use saturated fats that can handle the heat without changing. Ghee, coconut oil, and real butter are good choices for high-heat cooking because they stay stable and don't turn inflammatory. If you want my chart of the safest oils for different kinds of cooking, just comment heat below and I'll share it with you. It's not only important to take out the bad oils from your diet, you also need to add in the good fats that your joints love. Many people eat way too many omega-6 fats from vegetable oils, but hardly get enough omega-3 second, which are the healthy fats found in foods like salmon, sardines, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. When your body has a lot of omega-6 and not enough omega-3, it's much easier for inflammation to build up, making your joints hurt and swell. Let me tell you about Miss Linda. She was using canola oil every day for years, thinking it was a good choice. But her knees and wrists ached more and more, even after trying pain creams and exercises. When we talked, I asked her to try something simple, add salmon to her meals twice a week, and toss a few walnuts on her salad. After just a month, she told me her pain levels had dropped, and she felt more flexible in the mornings. That's because those extra omega-3 fats helped cool down the inflammation inside her joints. So remember, it's about more than just cutting out the bad stuff. You have to feed your joints what they need to heal. What about you? What's your favorite omega-3 food? Let me know in the comments below. Joint pain is not just about feeling stiff or sore when you wake up. When you have chronic inflammation from these bad oils, the damage goes much deeper. Over time, the swelling and pain can start to break down the cartilage in your joints, the smooth part that helps your bones move easily. When cartilage wears away faster, arthritis gets worse, and you might even face joint replacement surgery much sooner than you expected. In some cases, this kind of inflammation can even affect your bones themselves, making them weaker. It's hard to believe that something as simple as the oil you cook with could make such a big difference, but it's true. If you keep using these oils and don't make a change, your joints can age much faster than the rest of you. Imagine being only 65, but your knees feel like you're 80 years old. Every step hurts, stairs are difficult, and you miss out on the things you love, all because of an oil you thought was safe or even healthy. That's why it's so important to pay attention to what you're putting in your food, starting today. A lot of people ask me, isn't vegetable oil better for my cholesterol? It's true that some doctors focus on heart health and say these oils can help lower cholesterol, but what's good for your cholesterol numbers isn't always good for your joints. Your heart and your joints have different needs. The oils that might help your heart can still make your joints hurt if they cause inflammation. So we have to think about both. Another thing I hear is, but my doctor told me to avoid butter. The truth is, not all fats are the same. Butter from grass-fed cows, ghee, or even a little real coconut oil can be okay for cooking because they are stable and less likely to cause inflammation when heated. The key is using quality fats, not just avoiding them altogether. Some people are taught that all fats are bad, but that's not right either. The real problem comes from highly processed seed oils that are made in factories. Whole food fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fish can actually help your body. The goal is to avoid the oils that are hiding in processed foods and instead use natural fats that your body recognizes and can use for healing. It's about making smart choices, not cutting out everything. Now for the good news, there are plenty of oils and foods that actually help your joints, lower inflammation, and help your body heal. Instead of the processed oils that can cause pain, you can use real extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, or ghee and butter from grass-fed cows. These are much more stable, full of healthy fats, and they don't cause the same problems in your joints. Adding foods rich in omega-3 is another simple way to help your body fight inflammation. Think about eating salmon, sardines, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. These foods cool down the fire in your joints. Don't forget leafy greens and berries, which have natural antioxidants and vitamins that your body needs to repair itself every day. Let me tell you about Mrs. Jackson, who is 68 years old. She used to struggle with knee pain and had trouble walking even to the mailbox. We looked at her diet and found she was using a lot of vegetable oil and eating packaged snacks. She decided to try something new. She switched to extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil for cooking, started eating salmon twice a week, and added a handful of walnuts and some berries to her breakfast. Within a few weeks, she noticed less pain and better movement. She told me she was able to go shopping with her daughter and walk around the park again, something she hadn't done in years. The best part is, your joints can start to feel younger, stronger, and more flexible with just a few small changes. Every meal is a new chance to help your body heal. It's never too late to make a difference, and the right foods really can help you get back to doing what you love. If you want to help your joints feel better, here's a simple way to get started. First, go to your pantry and look at every oil and spread you use. Read the labels carefully. If you see words like canola, soybean, corn, sunflower, margarine, or shortening, it's time to let those go. Toss out any processed seed oils or anything that looks suspicious. Next, replace them with safer options like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, ghee, or real butter from grass-fed cows. Keep these new oils in your kitchen where you'll remember to use them. Now, try making one new joint-healthy recipe this week using your new oils. Maybe cook some salmon with olive oil, or add walnuts and berries to your breakfast. As you start changing what you eat, pay attention to how your joints feel in the morning. Many people notice a real difference in just a couple of weeks. Don't let a cheap bottle of oil steal years of movement, independence, or joy from your life. It's easy to overlook something as simple as what you cook with, but these small choices really add up over time. The good news is, you don't have to make a huge change overnight. You can take control of your health, one swap at a time. Your joints are meant to help you move, dance, garden, or carry your grandkids, not to ache in silence while you miss out on the things you love. If any of this message touched your heart, please share it with a friend or family member who could use some hope. Sometimes the smallest change can make the biggest difference, and you might help someone else find relief too. Let's help each other live better, move easier, and feel stronger together. Now I want to hear from you. What's the first oil you're going to swap out this week? Did you find any hidden oils in your pantry that surprised you? Post your answers or even a picture in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I love seeing your progress. If you learned something new today, please hit the like button and subscribe for more simple, honest advice about bone and joint health. We're in this together, every step of the way. Here's to stronger bones, more flexible joints, and a pain-free tomorrow for all of us.